all together here at Namaste Village. And this is our wonderful Sunday service that we welcome all of you online at Google Meet. The Unity Namaste of Ajijic website is unitynamaste.org. We invite everybody to go there anytime to see all about Unity of Namaste. I'm Bev Spivey. My husband, Reverend Lawrence Palmer, and I are co-ministers of the Unity Church of Pompano Beach, Florida, which is just north of Fort Lauderdale. And it has been our joy to be serving here as ministers in residence for the month of August. Under our program here, which is led by Reverend Johannes Hartog and her husband Jack Hartog, Unity of Namaste has Unity ministers providing minister in residence services for you a month at a time. So we help those of you online will continue to come online, and we hope those of you here at Namaste Village will continue to come out as we celebrate spiritual fellowship and oneness. So with that beginning, well, I will say we have a mysterious music man this morning that is known to a few of us here, but to those of you online, I'll be sharing who that is in just a moment. Let's open, though, with some prayer as we all get centered into this morning. Close your eyes if that feels comfortable to you, to block out the distractions. Let's let go of all the distractions right now and of the morning. Whatever got you here this week, this month, this day, let's let that go and be together right now. Let go of what's coming up next in the day and be together as we center that mind in clearness with an open mind, willing to receive insights, willing to receive ideas from the music, the message, and the fellowship today. And we take that idea now down into our heart space as we open our heart and we let go of assumptions and expectations and preconceived notions. And we feel our heart open to love, compassion, and joy in this day. And so it is. Amen. Amen. Well, I don't know all of you here at Namaste Village, so I don't know who might be here for the first time or who isn't. Is there anyone here for the first time? Would you? Oh, wonderful. Would you stand up, please, if you don't mind? And not to surprise you too much, we want to be sure that you feel blessed because we see each individual as certainly one of us in love. So let us give him a good unity blessing. We know who you are. You are a unique expression of the divine.
You are a unique expression of the divine.
We love you.
We love you.
We bless you.
We bless you.
We appreciate you.
We appreciate you.
We behold the Christ as you.
We behold the Christ as you.
And we see you doing even greater things.
And we see you doing even greater things.
Amen. 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 Y punto. Thank you for joining us and for being brave enough to stand while we bless you. And that blessing goes out to each and every one of you on Google Meet and people throughout the area as our energy is welcoming to all. Well, I promised you an introduction of our musician this morning. Scott Grace joined us 13 days ago here at Unity of Namaste, at Namaste Village, Namaste Village. And he plans to stay throughout the year. So you will be hearing more from him. Scott is a singer, songwriter. He's an author. In fact, here's his latest book, Oh, the Places Your Ego Will Go. And most of all, his talent lies in being able to channel words with meaning, often with humor, to touch your heart on the spot, and we've been exposed to that all these 2 weeks. So Scott will be leading us in a congregational song, and then he will also do another song at the end of the message today. So welcome, Scott Grace.
How are everyone doing?
Good.
Awesome. Let's sing about awesomeness. I am finding my divinity in the light of everyone's love. I am finding my divinity in the light of everyone's love. Everyone's love in the light of everyone's love. Everyone's love in the light of everyone's love. So I'm finding my divinity. I am finding my divinity in the light of everyone's love. I am finding my divinity in the light of everyone's love. Everyone's love in the light of everyone's love. Everyone's love in the light of everyone's love. Now that you got it, let's confuse the issue. Replacing the word divinity with community. I am finding my community in the light of everyone's love. I am finding my community in the light of everyone's love. Everyone's love in the light of everyone's love. Everyone's love in the light of everyone's love. Awesomeness. I am finding my awesomeness in the light of everyone's love. I am finding my awesomeness in the light of everyone's love. Everyone's love in the light of everyone's love. Everyone's love in the light of everyone's love. One more time, back to divinity. I am finding my divinity in the light of everyone's love. I am finding my divinity in the light of everyone's love.
And you can find Scott's information at his website, scottsongs.com. So with all of our hearts, minds open, let's now be ready to focus on a time of meditation, which we're going to introduce by reading Unity's Daily Word. It's been published for 125 years or so in a number of different languages. It's a daily meditative reading. So the word for today, Sunday, August 28th, the word is purpose. I pursue my purpose with passion. I pursue my purpose with passion. Over the course of my life, I've discovered what has kindled my passions, captivated my attention, and made me feel most alive. My passions lead me to discover my purpose, to which I choose to devote my time and my life. My highest spiritual purpose is to live from my divine nature. My divine gifts of life, love, and wisdom express uniquely through my passions, fulfilling me while demonstrating the truth of my being. I listen to the still small voice of spirit within to discern the best way to fulfill my purpose. I heed its call to learn, discover, and grow. It is never too early or too late to embark upon the journey of a lifetime. I am ready, willing, and more than able. The scripture is from the New Testament writing of John, 18:37. For this I was born, and for this I came into the world, to testify to the truth. With those words in our hearts, let's now prepare for a time of meditation. We'll be playing a recording of a song that Lawrence composed, and then he will lead us in a meditation time.
You are welcome here. Come and sit down by my side. You are welcome here. In spirit circle will abide. From so many places we've come to be together. We have done so many things, yet many things to do. Where our path leads from this place is hidden by God's hand. But one thing without a doubt I know, that you are welcome here. Come and sit down by my side. Yes, you are welcome here. In spirit circle will abide. From so many places we've come to be together. We have done so many things, yet many things to do. Where our path leads from this place is hidden by God's hand. But one thing without a doubt I know, you are welcome here. Come and sit down by my side. Yes, you are welcome here. In spirit circle will abide. Come and sit down by my side. In spirit circle will abide.
As we have been brought into this sacred space with music, as Scott sang about love, light, on this beautiful day in this beautiful place, in this beautiful gathering of community, We feel that space that is safe, that is welcoming, space that we can belong to, that we can claim as our own. And in this moment, we do so. We claim this sacred space as our own, and we give ourselves to it. As you notice your breathing being very even, deep, you can give your body permission to relax. Anywhere you might notice tension, you can give special permission for that particular place to release and to be still and present. We can give our minds permission to relax. No need to think and process in this moment. With our body at ease and mind at ease, our awareness is free to commune with Spirit. This is your time. Allow it to be exactly what it is that you need for it to be. Allow Spirit to move in and through you and bring you to that place of perfect peace, perfect presence, perfect stillness. And in that stillness, let us give ourselves into the silence and be perfectly in this moment together. And now as you prepare to move your awareness back to your space and your time, you know that even an instant during which your awareness is immersed in that deep of your heart, that healing and transformation take place. And you know that you can bring with you into your mind, into your heart, into your body, the essence of this experience that we've shared in the stillness. And in this coming week, as you choose to, you can recall these moments and be blessed all over again. So with a deep sense of gratitude for this opportunity of being together in this very special way, I invite you to take a deep, slow breath in through your nose and hold it for a moment. And then exhale slowly, deliberately through your mouth. And when you're ready, open your eyes. How very delightful it is to be with you this final time, as we will be on our way back to South Florida in a couple of days. It's been a joy to be with you. And when I woke up this morning, there was a couple of lines out of a poem I wrote a long time ago, kept coming to my mind, and I think it'd be appropriate to share now. And it simply says, "You hold a piece of my soul in the palm of your heart, and I am glad." And I share that with you. I want to share with you a message this morning that I've entitled OMG. Any of you who have a cell phone and text, you know how that's used today. You know, when I was growing up in a traditional Baptist church in Mississippi, a wonderful Baptist church in Mississippi, I was taught two things are very, very important. One is that you never call anybody a fool, because the Bible says if you call somebody a fool, you're in danger of hellfire. So I never called any, and if anybody called somebody else a fool, I was ready to run. The other thing is, don't take the Lord's name in vain. Now, at the time, what that meant to me was you don't say God in connection with another 4-letter word that we use. And that was taking the Lord's name in vain. And I've learned, excuse me, since then, there are a lot of different ways to take God's name in vain other than just those 2 words. And I suspect that using OMG the way we use it now is bound to be one of those ways, because we so casually use that. And that reminds me of a story. A grandmother was given a cell phone by one of her granddaughters, and she was teaching her how to use it, and she taught her how to text. So she was over at the grandmother's house one day and checking on her phone, just wanted to see how she was doing. She was reading one of her texts, and through the context of the text, she realized that her grandmother's best friend's husband had died. And her grandmother had sent a text and said, "Oh, Helen, I am so sorry to hear about your devoted husband passing, LOL." And the granddaughter was horrified. She said, "Grandma, why did you do this?" She said, "Doesn't it mean lots of love?" So there's a running joke around our house. If we have a problem with the phone or the computer, we'll get the children to come over, and they'll help us with it and get through it. But I really want to talk with you about this morning, and there's a mosquito up here who's having lunch. So take it. Bless you. We'll trust that he left a message before he left here. Now, I have a great respect for nature, so I started, anytime I swat something or kill something, I say, "Bless you in your next life," and then send them on to the next life. My son was about 6 years old outside one day, and I heard him stomping on the sidewalk and mumbling something. And I looked out the front door, and Josh was out there. There were ants crawling on the sidewalk, and he was saying, "Bless you in your next life, bless you in your next life." So I know he was listening to something anyway. I really want to speak to you this morning about awe. A-W-E. What are some of the other words that we use for awe? What's one that comes to mind for you? Awe. Pardon? Okay. What else?
Reverence.
Okay. What else? Wonder. That's a good one. Yes. How about amazement and astonishment and wow? We use that one a lot. I preached a whole sermon about wow one time. And of course we say, "Oh my God," for awe. And there's one you might not be accustomed to that I think has British origins, and that is gobsmacked. And I never heard that until I was a young adult, but that's one of the ones that we can use for awe. Now, there are 3 kinds of awe I want to speak about this morning. The first one is the awe that separates. In this awe, we are motivated to exclaim, "My God, my God, my God, my God." Now, human beings' earliest perceptions of a divine ultimate being were that of, "Oh, my God, that which is beyond, that which can't be comprehended, that which can't be directly experienced." There were gods of the mountains, and there were gods of storm and gods of war. And in the Old Testament, we find this perception of God, my God, all through the Old Testament. And God was a God of glory and a God of majesty, a God of immensity. And that meant that God was there and we were here. That was the beginning of human beings' understanding of what God might really be. It was a good starting place, an obvious starting place. After all the words that came from God through the prophets, God said, "I am the Lord and I change not." That's pretty solid, you know. So that encourage people to say again, "My God, my God." And in Judaism, or the Hebrews, as it developed, they wouldn't even say the name of God that they had for God at that time, for fear of mispronouncing it and offending this amazing God. And when you wrote it, it was G and some kind of symbol and then the D, because you didn't even want to write it completely. I haven't really done a deep research into this, but there's 7 of the most sacred names for God in Judaism. And all total, I haven't, again, researched all of this, but I'm told that there are 72 names for God. Now, this is no ordinary being. You know, if something's ordinary, you got one word for it. 72 names. And still, you're not able to capture the essence of this ultimate being. My God, my God. That reminds me of a story. Now, I shared this with my wife and got a completely blank look. So I have taken what in teaching circles is called a teaching aid. Okay. This is a limerick. And I promise you it does not have the word Nantucket in it. So here we go. There was a professor named Dodd, whose name was exceedingly odd. He spelled, if you please, his name with 3 D's when one was sufficient for God. It was a long way to go for that, I know, but that was one of my favorite limericks. I wrote one time, which I will not share with you. You got it. I'm pleased that worked this time. A German theologian in the first half of the 19th century wrote a book called The Idea of the Holy. And in that, he talked about the holy other of this transcendent God, my God, my God. And he talked about how we are separated from that. He talked about the mysterium tremendum. Those are the words for the mystery of terror, or the holy terror that we feel when we truly experience this awesome, infinite God. My God, my God. How many of you saw the movie Contact? Remember that? Remember when she finally got to wherever she was going? And it was the most moving moment in that whole movie. And she was sitting there and began to cry. And she said, it's so beautiful. They should have sent a poet. That's what happens when we encounter the awesomeness of this transcendent, powerful, amazing God, this awesome God. It's overwhelming for us. And when we have these experiences and we try to talk about it, you see this a lot. It's like this, and that doesn't begin to do it justice, because that God is so far beyond our human comprehension, our human experience. My God, my God. And the Old Testament kind of leaves us there. If you read on through all the prophets and the words that God sent through the prophets to the people according to the Old Testament, it leaves you at that place of my God, this awesome God that is so far beyond, bigger than us, beyond us. So we leave the Old Testament, and as we enter into the New Testament, something new shows up. In the heart of human beings, there was this divine discontent. Does that sound familiar to you a little bit? And there was this sense that there was more than what had been before. And in this context, we find Jesus entering the scene. There was a little girl going to bed one night, and her father came in to tuck her in, and she was kind of scared, and she didn't want to be by herself. And he said, "Look, honey, it's okay. God will be here with you." And she reached up and put her hand on her father's face, and she said, "Yes, but I like it so much better when God has skin on." And this was true for humankind. We came out of the Old Testament with this infinite, oh my God, and we started feeling the need for a God with skin on. And Jesus showed up. And Jesus showed up at the perfect time in history. It was the time of the Roman Empire, and almost the whole of the civilized world was under the control of the Roman Empire. And there was something called the Pax Romana, the Roman peace. When Rome was in control at the time, crime was at an all-time low. Because if you steal something, you lose your hands. You kill somebody, you're killed. The justice with the Romans was merciless and swift. And it was into this context that Jesus entered. I read a Christian theologian one time who said if Jesus had come on the scene 5 years earlier or 5 years later, he would have been a blip. Another fanatical religious person who showed up and went away. But all the things fell in place. All the dominoes began to go where they needed to go. And Jesus came into that world where it just so happened that the Apostle Paul was able to travel all over the place, taking the news that he believed about Jesus and this new cult called Christianity. But Jesus showed up to tell us something different. And today we call Jesus our way shower. We call Jesus our elder brother. He was the one who came and said, this is what it's like to be really human, completely human, what you were designed to be. Look, this is it. And Jesus said, if you've seen me, you've seen the Father. You've seen it all up close and personal, not far away, not on top of a mountain somewhere, but right here, right now. So this awe that comes on the scene now is the awe that invites. The first experience was the awe that separates, but Jesus came to bring us the awe that invites. Now, people were amazed by Jesus. The stories that were told about him, he walked on water, he healed people, he just calmed the storm, he turned water to wine, all of those kinds of things that we say, wow. But he wasn't far away, he was right here. They watched that happen. They were close enough. And Jesus said, hang around, guys. I'm going to teach you how to do this too. And he even said, the things I've done, you're going to do greater things because I'm going to be gone pretty soon. It's going to be up to you. We began to say, my God, my friend. And Jesus said, I no longer call you servants because the servant does not know the master's business. I call you friends because everything the Father has told me, I've told you. We are friends. So there was that intimate, close contact between us and this representation of the divine. Now, as you know, I grew up in a fairly traditional Baptist church. It wasn't a fundamentalist Baptist church. It was a good, solid Southern Baptist church. Bev and I have often talked about the music that we shared, her growing up in a rural Methodist church, much like mine was a rural Baptist church. And a lot of times we'll hear a phrase and we'll both spring into song, singing these old hymns. And some of those are still dear to my soul. I'm a long way from the theology of the Southern Baptist. But the feeling, the spirit of those songs, Just As I Am, number 240 in the Baptist hymnal, it was the most famous altar call that we as Baptists had. Just as I am, without one plea, but thou bidst me come to thee. I still am moved to tears when I hear that because of the emotional impact of it. And how sweet it was, because that told me that Jesus was my friend and Jesus was saying, come. And other songs spoke about that. Jesus is tenderly calling today, come home, come home. And that is what I responded to in the Baptist church. I didn't respond to the fear of hell, which wasn't made a big deal in my church. I responded to that call from a friend, said, come and walk with me. In the late 60s, it was real popular in Christian circles to put out videos that demonstrated the gospel. Johnny Cash put one out called The Gospel Road. And I was a teenager when I saw that, and it impacted me so heavily because it showed Jesus and his disciples walking around doing their ministry, pushing each other and shoving each other and laughing and carrying on like that. And I thought, that's what I want to do. That I can follow. I'll get behind that guy. And that was my real experience with Jesus. Was as friend. And still in my heart, I hear my God, my friend, over and over. And that served me for a long time. Just as some people found my God is a place where they lived. And I still have some people that I know, if they're still alive now, but elderly people that I grew up with, whose whole life was based on my God, my God. And it served them well, served them perfectly for them to be who they were, where they were. Some people like me moved on from that to my God, my friend. But guess what happened? That divine discontent showed up again. And I believe that there was more. Yeah. Remember that. So after we get to know that Jesus as my God, my friend, we begin to look inside ourselves, as Jesus said. That's where the truth is, in your heart. I remember preaching a sermon in the Baptist church one time about the ultimate truth. And I knew everybody was waiting for me to preach about the Bible. And I said, the ultimate truth is in your heart. And about half the congregation went, oh, the other half went, what? But through his words, Jesus taught us to look inside. Because that's where the truth is, that's where the love is, that's where the light is within us. So here we're introduced to the awe that unifies, the awe that brings us completely together, and we find ourselves saying, my God, myself, because there is where we find the truth. There is where we find the light. How many of you saw the movie Dogma? If you've not seen it, I recommend it if you can stand the F word being used over and over and over and over and over again. But there was a lot of metaphysics in that if you could overlook that part of it. But one of the things that the church was trying to do was the Catholic Church was trying to appeal to the ordinary person. So they introduced what they called the Buddy Christ. And there was a statue of Jesus with a big smile on his face like this. And they called that the Buddy Christ. And that was kind of a crude way of saying, my God, myself, because it's right there in front of you, right with you all the time. I want to read a passage from Charles Fillmore. He said, we cannot separate Jesus Christ from God or tell where man leaves off and God begins in him. To say that we are men as Jesus Christ was a man is not exactly true, because he had dropped that personal consciousness by which we separate ourselves from our true God self. He became consciously one with the absolute principle of being. He proved in his resurrection and ascension that he had no consciousness separate from that being. Therefore, he really was this being to all intents and purposes. Yet he attained no more than what is expected of every one of us. That they may be one, even as we are one, was his prayer. This is all accomplished through the externalization excuse me. This is all accomplished through the externalization of the superconsciousness, which is omnipresent and ever ready to manifest itself through us as it did through Jesus. Let Christ be formed in you. In essence, what that says is, my God, myself. There's a reality that is within us that is God, and there's nothing else. I've heard someone say one time, there's only one of us here, and we're all a part of that. So we come to the place of being able to say, my God, myself, and feel the power of that, feel the truth of that, feel the authenticity of that, as it means so much to us. Now, I've spoken to you about the awe that separates, the awe that invites, and the awe that unifies. Now, when brain research first started in seriousness, it was believed that when scientists were able to map the brainwave patterns that we produce in our brain, it was believed that you could hold only one brainwave pattern at a time, one state of brain activity at a time. There was alpha, which was actually the subconscious brainwave, and then beta was the conscious brainwave that goes on. They named them as they found them, and then they went on to the others about deep sleep and that sort of thing. The belief was you could only hold one of these at a time. So if you were meditating, you couldn't do anything else. If you were using your beta mind, or that activity of conscious activity of seeing and thinking and deciding, you couldn't do anything else. And then lo and behold, as they continued with the research, they discovered you could hold more than one at a time. How many of you have ever left somewhere familiar, going to somewhere familiar, and you get in your car and you back up, and then the next thing you know, you're pulling in your driveway? That happened to me many times leaving church, especially when I was in Colorado. I lived about 7 miles from the church, and very, very often I would suddenly be at home and not remember anything in between. Well, what was happening during that? I was having two different brainwave activities going on at the same time. Obviously, my brain, my conscious mind that knew to put the brakes on and turn signal and turn the car and everything else was operating, because I got home many, many times and never had an accident. But my mind was also off somewhere else in the alpha state, where I was practically meditating. Now, you might think that with these levels of awe, that you can only experience one of those at a time. If you're experiencing the awe of separation, where my God, then you're stuck there. It only has to be that. Or my God, my friend, that you're there and nothing else. Or my God, myself, you're really gone at that point and no other. But you don't have to move from these completely one to another. They can work together. There have been times in my life after I have discovered the awe that unifies my God, myself, where I have hit my knees and I said, oh my God, because I couldn't find help anywhere. I couldn't find peace anywhere. I couldn't find healing anywhere. And all I knew to do was my God. And it works. There are times when I still come to that place of being overwhelmed with that awe of God that's so far beyond me. I've been to some amazing places in the Rocky Mountains, been up the top of Pikes Peak, and seeing the incredible view that's there. If you've ever been up to Clingman's Dome in the Smoky Mountains, there's one spot, they say on a clear day, which is not very often in the Smoky Mountains, you can see four different states from that one spot. I dare you to stand there and not say, oh my God, my God. I had the privilege of going to Rome and to St. Peter's Cathedral and walk through that place with my mouth hanging open and saying, my God, my God. And standing in front of Michelangelo's Pietà, tears streaming down my face. And the only thing that come out of my mouth was, my God, my God. And going to Venice and seeing the David. If you've seen a picture of the David and thought, wow, this is really something, you ain't seen nothing.
Yeah.
If you stand in front of this amazing sculpture, guess what I said? My God, my God. Put me in a church auditorium, an appropriate one, like at the, what do they call it, the Mormons in Salt Lake City, in that incredible cathedral there, and have somebody play the organ with all the stops out, the pipe organ, and play that, and your heart is pounding in your chest. And all I could say was, my God, my God. This is so much bigger than anything I can describe. So those experiences still happen to me today. And there are those times when my cry is, my God, my friend, when I need some help with somebody who knows what happened. You know, Jesus got kicked everywhere it hurts. So when I'm praying and Jesus is part of that, and I say, oh, I feel this, and I know you don't feel this, and what I hear back is, oh, yes, I do.
No.
Jesus experienced it all in being human. So there's still times when, even though my God is somewhere there, my God, my friend comes up, and it serves me because I can find that place of peace, that place of comfort, because I know that Jesus knew exactly what I'm going through. He was hurt, he was betrayed, all kinds of things happen there. And then, of course, there's my God, myself, those moments of total personal transcendence. I told you about my experience on Sunday morning when I was reading the comic strips in the newspaper out on my front lawn, and had that transcendent experience where everything went away and I was everything. There was no separation whatsoever between me and anything at all. In nature and God, nothing. It was just an absolute one. And all I could say is, my God, myself. So all of those points of awe are still within us, no matter where you are, no matter what is serving you. All of those are there. All of those are possible. All of those hold blessing for you. So I encourage you to be willing to enter into that awe, regardless of which place it might be, and allow the words to come out of your mouth that need to come out at the time, and that will serve you. My God, my God, my God, my friend, my God, myself. I'd like to end with a poem I wrote about 25 years ago on the grounds of Unity Village. I was inspired by the beauty that is there. And it's simply called This Do. The brisk breeze ruffled the leg of my trousers, and I remembered a small hand with pudgy fingers tugging on my pants leg. The spray of the fountain splattered in the pool, and I remembered that marvelous revelation arriving at the waterfall's edge. The teasing aroma of just cooked breakfast beckoned, and I remembered early summer vacation mornings, red-eye gravy, biscuits, and daddy. The buzzard soared freely hundreds of feet above, and I remembered moments of bliss, freedom, and oneness, the sparkling expanse of grace in prayer. My friend offered a smiling hug, and I remembered blessing light in the darkness, divine love embracing in warm newness. 100 ways today God spoke, and I remembered. God bless you, my friend. Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, my band backing me up today is called The Police.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to have Sting on stage with me.
So the Goose Zoos is the recording doesn't pick that up.
Oh, great. Roxanne. All right. OMG, I'm in awe of my creator. OMG, I am God smacked by his love. No longer am I a joy procrastinator. I feel spirit wrapped around me in a hug. OMG, I'm amazed by all creation. OMG, every moment all is well. OMG, life's an eternal celebration. Even death can be met with LOL. You hold a piece of my soul in the palm of my heart. And OMG, I'm so glad. And now Lawrence and Bev must in body depart. OMG, we're both grateful and a little sad. Now Jesus came to bring God down to earth. He's our sweet elder brother and a friend. He'll walk with you till you put first things first, and will be our amigo till time's end. My God, myself, now we're unified. Jesus, God, and me, we're not apart. Separation is a big fat lie. The Holy Trinity is in my heart. The all that unifies doesn't know any goodbyes. Hello, South Florida. Hello, Ajijic. It's nothing but blue skies on Zoom and Google Meet. The rest of life is whole and it's complete. One more time. OMG, I'm in awe of my creator. OMG, I am gobsmacked by his love. No more am I a joy procrastinator. Carlos Castaneda. I feel spirit wrapped around me in a hug.
Wow. Oh my God.
Now, if anybody wonders how that is possible, it truly is a miracle. What a talent Scott is. And maybe if we all would listen so intently to sermons, we could do similar things, even greater things.
Yeah.
Thank you, Scott. You're truly a blessing. And honestly, he knew nothing at all about the sermon until he sat here and listened and had his notebook. So Lawrence has some business cards along. If any of you would like to stay in touch with us in any way, they're right here at the table. His email is on it and phone numbers as well. So it has been such a joy to be here. And now is a time of taking an offering. And for those online, we ask for your support as well. I want to tell you just a bit about Unity. Unity is global, inclusive, spiritual community. I'm pulling this off of our actual mission and vision statement. We offer practical tools and uplifting resources to help people of all faiths apply positive spiritual principles in their daily lives. Your support helps keep this mission of helping and serving thriving and growing. So we are grateful for your partnership in putting that idea of spiritual community farther and farther out into the world. And more specifically, here at Unity of Namaste of Ajijic, we really do appreciate your donations. We have been able to upgrade our computer system. We think we've worked through the kinks that we've had in the past, and we certainly would appreciate any giving today. If you don't have cash with you, then go ahead. There's envelopes at the side as you leave. There's envelopes. You can put them there anytime during the week. Online at unitynamaste.org is a donate button, of course, and you can donate there with a credit card or PayPal. And as our offering is being collected, we want to give our blessings to everyone. And at this point, I'll wait till it's received and then we'll bless it. I think normally we bless it ahead of time. So there, I see Julie just about finished gathering our love offering. And, you know, it does feel so good to give and be part of something that you can feel either online or in person, that giving and receiving. So why don't you prepare with me to use our blessing? And I think we have it. Thank you, Julie, if you want to come on up. If you repeat after me, divine love flowing through me,
Divine love
flowing through me, blesses and multiplies
blesses and multiplies
all that I have,
all that I have,
all that I give,
all that I give,
and all that I receive.
and all that I receive.
Joyfully I give, and
Joyfully
I give, and gratefully I receive.
and gratefully I receive.
Let's do that again. Joyfully I give, and gratefully I receive. Amen, amen, amen. Y punto. Thank you, Julie. And now everybody, let's stand and bless each other and our online community with Unity's prayer for protection. It'll be coming. If not, don't worry, we know it. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. And as we have our closing peace song, won't you join in?
I want to say something before
Okay.
you leave, my dear. It's been such a blessing. I'm going to cry here.
Uh-oh, here I go
To
too.
have you and your beautiful husband with us. The truth is, we have been friends for many years, but these two souls, they really walk the talk, which is the fifth principle of unity. It's not enough to know these things. It's the practice, is to embody. And to the two of you, you do walk the talk. So Thank you so much. Jack and I are going to miss you, both of you. So
too.
you are welcome here anytime.
Thank
you
you.
want. So
Thank you. And
thank you.
thank you so much, each and every one. You made us feel so welcome. Thank you.
Thank you for giving us so much. Thank you. So ready then to sing our peace song? Oh, no, wait. We have to bless you with your names. Okay. This is the way we do it here. Not only Namaste Village, but in unity, Namaste of Ajijic. Okay? So we are going to say your names, starting with you. We are going to say Bev. Okay? And while we bless you, how do we call it here? To tune in?
Tone it.
To tone
Ah.
you in. Okay, so we start with you.
We're turning them out.
Okay, well, okay. But let us first with Bev. So open your heart and receive all this love. Bev. And now Lawrence. Love. Thank you, both of you. Thank you. Okay, so are we ready to sing and to dance?
Más o menos.
Más o menos, okay. Wow. Okay. The peace song. Let's send this beautiful energy to the whole planet. Thank you for joining us. Again, as you know, every month we have ministers in residence. Our beloved Lawrence and Bev are leaving, but you are going to stay in our hearts. Oh, I don't want you to go, but you have been so wonderful. And next week we have 2 new unity ministers. So I am inviting you to come so that we welcome is Reverend Karen Epps
Reverend Bill Engelhardt.
and Reverend
Bill Engelhardt.
Bill Engelhardt. They, I said it. They, I did it, yeah. Yes. Oh, you know him. Oh, well, he's coming with Karen. Yes. Oh, you too? You know Karen? Okay. Where are they from, Ja? Yeah, okay. Bye.